Because there is nothing, nobody will come out and say this in open. But RBI wants to exert control over these entities. So these entities sign, हम RBI से बचने के लिए NHB में गए थे. अगर वहीं करना है तो we'll convert ourselves to NBFC and do regular business.
They want to fund 2 crore houses. No?
So here,
NHB.
the RBI on Jan 15 issued a draft circular that seeks to harmonize regulations of housing finance companies with that of NBFCs in several areas, including minimum capital requirement, deposit taking rules, among other areas of regulations and all.
So that is why these two entities they saying कि अगर होना ही है तो let's convert to NBFC and do regular business.
Mr. Noorani, you just shared in context of the AIF presentation which has been shared on the screen, you mentioned about one housing finance company.
Yeah, housing finance.
What are the issues they had on regarding AIFs?
No, so this was where the discussion was happening, where RBI is trying to have a control over the housing finance companies. Housing finance companies are controlled by or regulated by NHB.
Earlier. Now RBI,
Now,
after the formal notification which came last year.
It is just a guiding principle or a discussion paper which they have issued.
Draft circular.
Draft circular. So there is a discussion among the housing finance companies that could they be then formally become NBFCs and do regular business like NBFC. So that is an internal discussion happening in the housing finance companies now.
And what was the response to the rights issue of Indiabulls Finance now?
It was superb.
And impact on market price?
Superb.
And concerns if
So
any?
gradually, I think in the interim it had corrected.
Yeah.
But yesterday again it was up by 10%.
By 10% or 20%?
I think 10%.
Rights issue?
Rights issue to opened at 92. So it
Yeah.
was,
And what was the closing?
I don't
20%.
remember.
It was at the upper circuit.
How much percentage?
106, no?
106.50.
How much percentage?
20%.
Right. This is our youngest members contributing to India growth story
Yes.
and going much deeper than the experienced members. That's the advantage of young members.
Learning from all the members.
Sir, I'm
True,
not
true.
I'm not a markets guy, so I'll not do a housing guy. I only
A
look at
lot of people here on markets guy
what
and the
comes
story
on the news channel on the day. During the
and lots of development on the Gift City.
Yeah.
Last few days we are talking about international listings and Naresh had shared about going to the Gift City, organizing a visit sometime back, right? And very soon we are going to go at the contributory thing and let us make it happen in the next 2 weeks. Anybody who is ready, just share your names. We'll make it contributory. Same day return or next day return, but it will be contributory. Clear, right? Is possible?
Yeah.
Who will benefit? The world? AmritKaal, 25 years. We will make it happen. We can get many listings there. Not only equity market, debt market, international listing, depository things, 1% of share, half of shares, Apple, Google, right? We can do it. So we will do that soon. Yes, let's go ahead on thoughts on AIFs. Harish, some thoughts from you?
To be honest, I don't really look at on this part AIF, so really not concrete thoughts on
Rangesh, on AIF and Indiabulls housing finance, your thoughts?
I mentioned already that.
Your interaction with companies are now transparent, yeah.
Yeah. So I did mention about both, the Piramal as well as Indiabulls Housing Finance, why they got impacted significantly the very next day after the circular was issued. But the real thing we need to understand, we have to go behind what exactly the circular is all about and why it was introduced. I think that's what we need to discuss, because some companies were trying to manage their NPAs by pushing off their assets into AIFs, so taking it off their balance sheet. And that is what RBI is trying to control, which is why they try to look at the whole thing holistically and taken off the corporate wheel and seen the whole thing as one entity and trying to plug this loophole. But in my opinion, I think it was done at very short notice. They should have given a little more time for them to get out of it. Otherwise, it hits the market and corporations
Now I
very
think
hard.
they extended it up to June, no?
No, I don't think
There
so.
was an announcement by
only for
RBI.
banks. Only
Huh?
for banks.
Huh?
Only for banks, not for NBFCs.
Not for NBFCs. They extended the time for banks.
Yeah, but for NBFCs they have not.
They have
So it
not.
hits you very hard, when you get such a short time frame. Again, the way they have done for Paytm, I think you should give little more time. Otherwise, so many other people is collateral damage you suffer because of this.
I am glad, Rangesh, on RBI, some companies have been very transparent. Among the first was IIFL and Piramal, which gave. Indiabull also gave the disclosures figures, and some of the finest companies directors, they have taken views on Ind AS also and that provision needs to be done only in March. Some companies have been conservative, like HDFC Bank. They have disclosed, they have provided in a month of December, although it may have short-term impact on prices, but they have built a brunt and they have a right. And not only that, representations have happened to all the regulators, including RBI and SEBI. Some action is expected from there. These are the finest thoughts, Sangesh, you have shared. And Paytm also, can you share us update in a minute about latest on Paytm and what banks are doing? Various banks have bid also, and a lot of disclosures have happened on the filings. Rangesh.
So not that I'm the expert in that, I only what I have seen in the media, that Paytm Bank, basically there was too much of close proximity between Paytm and Paytm Bank. RBI was not happy with that and they wanted a arm's length distance and they asked them to move it on to other banks, which was not done in good time. Now they're forced to do it. I think Axis Bank was among the quickest one to take and onboarding all the clients of Paytm. I think time is too short, even up to 15th of March. Now I think they have allowed 5 more banks to be able to do it for onboarding of the clients into those banks. I hope it gets done, but I'm not sure 15 March is
No, but
sufficient
I think they will
time.
extend it to 31 March.
Is it,
So
they're
that this
still not
financial year,
extended
they will
31st?
make,
It is expected, and what everybody is after is right over 40 crores database, which the fintech has got. Everybody is after, and that is worth thousands and tens of thousands of crores directly. And various banks, Amitabh Chaudhary, Axis, he did the merger acquisition of Citibank cards very, very well, and he was the first mover. Various other banks tried to get it with the support of regulator. Money, any amount. But क्या चाहिए? Database चाहिए. Database of 40 crore plus customers. It is going to happen, and these are great opportunities. All of us need to know the use cases, what is happening for the India growth story. AmritKaal, 25 years ahead. Best technology of the world is here. And in that fintech, Warren Buffett had also invested in a big way. And today, market cap is at below the collections in the IPO. So these are opportunities. Upper circuit, lower circuit, exchanges, 20%, 5% happening. Is it a disadvantage? In some cases, yes. Does it protect investors? In cases, yes. Does it benefit investors? In some cases, no, because when prices go down 20%, they go up only 5%. So it gets it. It gives opportunity to rivals to acquire stock at very low price and do disclosures later. So great insights, great discussions, really wonderful.
But Paytm, basically there are two issues in terms of what Paytm merchants, what they have. No? At times these Paytm merchants, bank cannot onboard them.
Yeah.
See, they are so small, you will not be able to do any risk rating and other thing. It doesn't fall under the bracket. So
I
although
think
we say,
what we can do, sir, is that we can maybe next week we can ask somebody to explain to us the breakup of the business model of Paytm, where they are making money. What I understand is fintechs do not make money on fintech, they make money in lending. तो अगर वो lending, वो business कहाँ जा रहा है, रह रहा है, if fintech, so that has to be very understood very clearly before you take fresh positions.
Great thought, sir. You already know about the model, how they make money from lending. This is it. This is it, what Think Tank is all about. We already know, but then more people join and contribute different views, 360 degrees perspective. So this is the finest minds, great minds sharing it. Really great, wonderful.
Actually, the Paytm long-term strategy, earlier, what they are thinking with all these customer contacts, they wanted to sell loans, they wanted to sell insurance, they wanted to sell car insurance, like any NBFC. So that was what they were planning. Now I think this has happened. We have to wait and see how it pans out. Already that Road Authority of India, they said that they will not accept this fast tax by Paytm. Last month I received a mail from ICICI Bank saying that you have two accounts, a Paytm account and ICICI Bank account. So what we are doing, we are suspending your account in ICICI Bank. So you take up with ATL. Then when I wrote to them, they said first you close the account at Paytm, then you tell us we will activate your account. So now I have to write to them that it is no more. So Yeah, please do it.
No. Well, such a beautiful business model. First mover advantage, clearly market share, large market share. Just because of bad management or mismanagement, the business is in this position. I'm not sure whether they are out or not, but
person driven, that's the problem.
There is one more important thing. They were not very clear about the business model. To be very frank, I've been tracking them. They changed the course every now and then. They thought that things will grow, things will fall in place. The way we think that data is money, data is oil. So unless and until you know that data has to be refined, then only it becomes a money maker. They said that data aega, we'll do.
if Manoj ji can switch off the